Anyhow, I've just been working all goddamn day, and I've managed to make this my outlet. I haven't played any video in like 2 days. So I feel like I've been very disciplined in going after this.
Hell yeah.
About to go ahead and roll one up for episode 420 of the Poor Bastards Almanac.
Hell yeah. This is 39. We're getting up there. We had a big week last week. I saw your house for the first time.
yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
We tripped our nuts off. I puked pizza in your sink. I got too high, and I guess I got too drunk. I only had 4 beers. I had 1 beer and then 3 out of that 6-pack.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then I had like 5 pieces of pizza, and we rolled like 2 joints and a bowl and my fucking caramel and all kinds of shit. It was weed fest. It was a good time.
It was a very relaxing time. Yeah. Top Gear was intense.
Yeah, Top Gear for the Super NES. I'm enjoying that game. I play it a good bit. It's fast. That game is fast as fuck.
Man, I about got the laughing shits there at the end. Because I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to you and Buddy. And I assumed that you guys were duking it out for first place.
We were in like 7th or 8th or something like that. Yeah.
Pounding each other's lights out. Oh, that was great, man.
Man, I got to play Cuphead for the first time, which was really cool.
Ah, yes, you got to experience just the... Oh man, it really is elation. You get so far into a boss battle and you die, but you see how close you were, and you gotta keep trying because you know you can get it. You know,
you just gotta learn how to first.
Just gotta fucking learn how to. Immortal words.
It's a really fun game, though. I mean, it is as good as, I heard it would be. So that's cool.
It's a slap in the PP, dude. I can't believe I've only been playing it on normal and that you beat the game and then you can play it on Xbox.
Whew.
They've been working on the next installment for a while now called The Delicious Last Course, featuring a 3rd playable character. And I don't know when it comes out, relatively soon. I mean, soon, trademark. Sooner than it's ever been.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. There are still some bosses that I just have not been able to beat yet.
I don't know if I've spoken about Steam Play over the internet much, but I've done that a few times, and that works surprisingly well. I haven't done it a whole bunch. Not Steam Play, like in-home streaming. Well, they used to have in-home streaming, but now they just have regular streaming. It's pretty cool. Your computer. So it's the same premise of Steam Link in your house. Your main PC does all the processing, and then you're just streaming the video, just like you would from TeamViewer or Tight VNC or something, to another device in your house. But now they've kind of enabled it for internet as well, and it works okay. It's not available on Mac, it seems. Mac Steam is still kind of janky, because my girlfriend's got a Mac, and we play games on her Mac a lot. And yeah, janky is probably the best word to describe that. Some controls are kind of fucked up. There's a lot of games that are released, but are kind of buggy. Man, I told you this already. My Super Nintendo has not worked for a long time. And I was always pretty sure it just didn't have power. So I finally Amazoned me a new power supply for the thing the other day, and it works like a charm, dude. I've got my very first original controller. I'm missing a lot of games. I'm thinking my brother probably sold them for drugs or something, or it could be I just lost them. Who knows? Both of those scenarios are equally likely. But I've got my Final Fantasy 2 with my like first saves on it, which is fucking cool. Like my end game saves. Mario Paint still works. That game's awesome. I've got the mouse for it. I don't have the mouse pad anymore, but it's just a ball mouse.
Dude, the picture you sent me with that TV, that's, man.
Yeah, I'm playing it on my old CRT.
Retro.
Hell yeah. My 64 works, my GameCube works. I just bought a new Wii on eBay for $36. It's coming in, I think, Friday. Pretty excited about that because I've still got all my old homebrew files. So on my Wii, you remember a lot of this. I had, let's see, we used to play Super Mario War, which is kind of a mix between like old arcade Super Mario Brothers or Mario Brothers or whatever it's called, where you're running around and enemies are coming out of the pipes and you're trying to bounce on people's heads.
Total chaos.
Yeah, but it's
Total
also
freaking
got
chaos.
some like Smash Brothers elements in it too, with the stages.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really
because they were
cool.
all like one screen. Everything's confined to one screen, and yeah, you're right. It if you go off the left side of the screen, you come back around on the right side.
Yeah, and you could
So
be
it
like
was-
Mega Man and shit. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah, Mega Man, Metroid. The player characters were that was the highlight, man.
Yeah,
All the different people you could be.
I'm excited about that again. There's a.
That was
Go ahead.
sorry. Oh, just that was one of my favorite things to play, man, because it was so difficult. You really could jump on somebody's head and get them, but doing that was so freaking difficult. But it was so easy to jump up underneath somebody and off yourself that way and
Oh,
give
yeah.
them a kill.
I forgot about that.
It was hard, man. Really unforgiving. You'd blow through 3 1-ups real fast. And yeah, it really was a war. With 4 people, it was just absolute insanity. Anyways.
So that's ported to the Wii. That should be for PC. I guess it's for all sorts of systems since it's been ported there. God, what else? There's a game called, I think it's called Tyrion, and it's a top-down like bullet hell shooter, like Zeroing or something like that. That game's a lot of fun. Those were free games, like fan-made games, I'm pretty sure. But then I've also got, I've got a lot of like legitimate backups of games, in addition to a bunch of games that I bootlegged that are on my external hard drive. And there's a USB loader homebrew that arranges all that shit with like cover art, and it's a nice menu, and you can back up your games right there, or you can load backed up games. It's really fucking nice. I'm really excited to get back into like Xenoblade Chronicles. I might give Skyward Sword a go. I'm definitely going to be playing some new Super Mario Brothers with my kid. That's the main goal, really.
That's a lot of fun. I play that with my wife. She is really, really freaking good at that game.
Hell yeah.
Don't tell her I said that. Nah, I'm joking. She enjoys the Mario series, and that's about where it ends for her.
I've got, I guess it's New Super Mario Brothers 3D or something. It's basically the same game, kind of, for my 3DS. And my kids recently discovered it. And she's getting to where she can actually play it. So yeah, we're going to start playing some games together. This is the moment I've been waiting for, really. But yeah, I mean, of course, like Wii Play and Wii Sports. And there's another one that's in the same vein, but I don't think it's made by Nintendo. And it's just called like Game something or other. And it's got like air hockey and a few other games. I don't remember. Air hockey was a lot of fun though. So yeah, pulling the old Wii back out. And I'm looking for some retro Super NES games too. Because yeah, all I have is Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Final Fantasy II, Mario Paint, And I think Mortal Kombat is my other one. My Super
Did
Game Boy. Go ahead.
It was 64 cartridges that I dapped you up with.
Dude, yeah, you hooked me the fuck up with like Zelda, fucking GoldenEye.
Dude, I'll let me dig through my stuff here, and I know for a fact that I used to have 2 copies of A Link to the Past and 2 for Super Mario.
Dude, that would be fucking sick. Because, yeah, I can't find either one of those games. I owned those. I can't find those. I had Mario All-Stars. That's gone.
Oh, man, that's a great one.
Super Game Boy is gone. And so I'm thinking I may have just misplaced these games somewhere because I know that I used to play like Pokemon Blue, Super Mario Land 2 on my Super Game Boy, and I can't find any of those. They may be packed up somewhere. Who really knows? I thought I always kept all my games together because I've got all my Wii games. I've got all my GameCube games. My GameCube still works.
What a great system, man.
Yeah.
I found that GameCube games run excellent on my laptop and, this setup that I've got here.
That's badass.
And there's a solid library out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, real quick, the next time we see each other, I will bring Mega Man X, and we will have to make it a point that the next time we spend, enough time with each other to do it, we should try to do a legit playthrough of that and try to beat that sucker at the end.
Hell yeah. Because I've done it with save states, so yeah, I'm familiar enough with the whole game to give it a good run. I got my ass handed to me in Cuphead there.
That's dude, Cup, you picked it up though, man. It took me a long time. The only reason why it looked like I was doing good is only because I'm just familiar with most of those fights. I've died over and over and over and over again. I mean, and I'll sit there retrying a boss fight for 30 to 45 minutes. Sometimes if I'm in the mood, if I'm really in the Cuphead mood and I'm really trying to do it, trying to make the grade. Yeah, sometimes because it's going to come down to where you're not going to want to get hit. That you're going to get good enough, you're going to get good, and it's going to come down to, can I make it to the end without getting hit? And you'll get to where, yeah, you'll make it 3/4 of the way through, you'll get hit, and you'll just restart right there.
Ouch.
It's a heartbreak, but man, that's peak performance right there. You may not like it, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I might have to pick it up soon because I really fell in love with Hollow Knight. God damn, that game was so good.
Yeah, oh shoot, man. Yeah, I forgot. You've played some pretty fucked up stuff.
Hollow Knight was pretty difficult, yeah. There were a couple of fights I never beat in that game. And now that I moved to Linux, my save did not transfer.
That's sad.
Yeah, but I don't mind playing that game all over again. They've got the sequel coming out. We'll see. I don't know. I'm always wary of sequels. But yeah, I'm missing some of my old 64 cartridges too. Mario. I still had Ocarina of Time. And you gave me one too, so now I've got 2 copies of that.
Yeah, boy.
My GoldenEye cartridge disappeared. My Perfect Dark cartridge disappeared a long time ago. I let a mutual friend borrow it, and they let somebody borrow it, and there that goes.
Dude, I could submit some of my cartridges to your library, man, because yeah, I've got a 64, but I don't have any controllers that work. like you were saying, my controllers are shot. All the joysticks, Tostito.
I've got one.
I don't really see myself. I will hold on to the system. And hell, I'll probably be a stubborn bastard and keep the controllers until I replace them whenever. But for right now, I can legally own ROMs for
yeah.
my library, so there's really no reason for me to do that.
I'm going to start, now that I've got all these classic systems hooked up, they're all hooked up, they all work. I want to start scouring some yard sales. I bet there's some really good shit you can find at yard sales. Because it's tough to get, you can find stuff on eBay, but it's tough to get a good price on it. I could have gotten a broken weave probably for about $10, but I just put a minimum bid on it. I didn't really try to scalp that one. This the one that was working, I scalped it. I was willing to pay up to $50 for it, and I made out pretty good with 30 something because I've got all the games that I need. I don't need the whole fucking thing. At first I went looking on Craigslist, and I've seen some good deals on Craigslist. I've seen a Wii U on Craigslist for $50. And I should have picked it up, but I didn't. Well, man, there's some way hotter news today than 30-year-old video game systems. Today was two different special council meetings, right?
Oh, I think his testimony was split into like two separate little sessions. I think he took a little recess or something. I didn't watch it. I'll just preface my bit with I didn't watch any of it live. Well, I did tune into HB for just a second, but I didn't really have the time to delve into it. I've caught just a handful of reactions, and I think I've got a pretty good grasp of what happened. But anyways, go ahead and continue, sir.
I pretty much listened to the first one live.
Did he sound that stuttery? And it sounded like he was searching for everything that he said, and he was just so quick to say that's outside of my purview. But wasn't one of the striking characteristics of wasn't the scope of his investigation fairly wide? Was that not a topic of conversation for 2 years of how the broad scope of the investigation, that of course Mueller's gonna turn up some horse shit. He's got carte blanche is what the talking heads would say. Gosh.
So the first discussion, I pretty much watched and listened to the whole thing. And no, I wouldn't. I thought his answers were okay. I was all right with the first one. There was a lot of... Go ahead.
Did you catch where he was talking to Ted Lieu and he agreed with Ted Lieu, basically said that we did not indict the president because he is the president and you cannot indict the president. Basically, we would have indicted him otherwise if he was not the president. He apparently agreed with that initially. And after the recess, before he gave further testimony, Mueller clarified, I had to go back and say in my discussion with Mr. Lieu, we found no, we made no determination on whether the president obstructed justice. He had to clarify that because initially that would have, Democrats were no doubt creaming their shorts over hearing that. That was the only takeaway they had. And Mueller had to come back and clarify. So it makes you wonder who got into his ass over the break. Somebody had the observation that this kind of it makes it look like he didn't do much of the investigating himself. Like he had to be corrected there. Like I don't know if that was him misspeaking, but it looks like he had to be approached by someone during the break and say, hey, you need to correct yourself. What you said with Ted Lieu is not true.
I never got the impression. That was one of the first things they were kind of talking about, if I remember right. Is that they were kind of digging into that specific topic as to whether or not, if this were anybody else, and the Democrats were really hitting this hard the whole time. They wanted this to be their talking point, absolutely. That President Trump is being treated as if he were above the law, because that you can tell whenever they're hammering a certain talking point because they'll repeat it over and over and over again. He's above the law, shit like that. I don't know. I don't feel like Mueller really admitted that to the affirmative, and I might have just really kind of glossed over that specific part of it. More often than not, I feel like everybody was putting words in his mouth. There was a lot of times where he didn't remember, but I mean, this is like a multi-year investigation. Some of the specifics, you can kind of forgive the guy for not remembering and kind of deferring back, just read what I wrote kind of thing. Because that was a lot of what he said too, is, I'll have to defer to the report itself. You're asking me if the report said this, read it. I mean, I realize that in government proceedings like this, a lot of the times they'll just say that out loud so that if you haven't read the report, you know what the report says. So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of just...
Hey, I'd be doing that too.
Yeah. There was a lot of vocabulary.
This has been answered.
The most striking point to me was that he would not answer any questions related to Christopher Steele at all.
That's the nexus of the horse shit. I mean, he was a huge facilitator of this.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steele dossier was referred to as source one in the Mueller report.
Because that was also used to get a freaking FISA warrant.
Yep.
I tell you what, man, asses need to roast for this. And it's very telling when that shit gets danced around. There's a reason he's not touching that.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that, I didn't know. Who the fuck knows? Mueller could be crooked as shit. But this is really the first time I've seen the guy. And this is, I don't know, maybe way off base here, Mr. Bastard. But it seems like he's probably aware of more than we think he is.
He's got to be.
And he's old, dude. He might be too old for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's not going to touch that. And he's going to hope that he can just quietly go away and retire or something and not be in the freaking limelight, because Democrats have pitched such a fucking fit that, that they finally got this special counsel investigation and it ended up on this dude's shoulder. But I'll tell you, he's all buddy with James Comey, and I tell you what, that guy's a fucking snake. Andrew McCabe's a fucking snake. Bruce and Nellie or snakes. There was, I don't know. This in the real world, you call something like this a coup. That this Trump was duly elected. He did not do anything wrong, and there were people within the government that acted subversively to undermine a president. Holy shit. But it also began with the prior regime. I mean, this is crazy. This is wild ass times we're living in. And you see something like what happened today, and you have reactions of oh, this was devastating for Trump. It's like, what are you smoking? I mean, you didn't have to watch the whole damn thing to know that was nothing but good news for Trump.
I'd say, yeah.
I mean, in light of Michael Cohen's a lying piece of shit that's in jail, they tried to make a circus out of him. Avenatti's tried to get Blumph. That's gone nowhere. He had some kind of press conference the other day that was just pitiful. He gave a press conference to cockroaches in an embassy suite. It was pretty sad. That guy is not doing well.
Who is that?
Michael Avenatti is God, he's the Jasper that was Stormy Daniels' lawyer.
Okay.
Oh man, and he was hanging out with CNN and stuff like that, and Don Lemon, hanging out with those guys at parties and stuff. Oh man, he was gonna run for president.
Stormy Daniels' lawyer was gonna run for president?
Oh, that's what all the dipshit lib media was pushing for a point in time there. She was going on, on late night TV and pointing out mushrooms that look like Blump's tiny pee-pee.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was around that time.
Oh my God.
See, and Sticks had it right. They were playing Trump's tabloid game. They looked like fools, man. It's falling flat. They're washed up, dude. Every single person that has tried to smear him has slipped on a banana peel and, landed in a bowl of ketchup in their Sunday best. They've just, Wile E. Coyote cannot catch the Roadrunner for the fucking life of it. No matter how much lying and bitching and yelling and race baiting, I don't know, man. So what now? What now? This was supposed to be the end of Blumph.
We got him.
And ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Democrats, okay, so yeah, we haven't talked since then. So given where we are right now at the end of this hearing here today, Nancy Pelosi has been forced to lock arms with the squad, and they failed to debate impeachment in the House the other day.
And that impeachment was over. So yeah, the whole talk of today is that he needs to be impeached for obstruction of justice. And there was no justice to begin with because the Steele dossier is a pile of horse shit. They might as well have just used a pile of horse shit.
They did not prosecute. And in America, it's innocent until proven guilty. So your president is innocent because he hasn't been charged, or you know,
I don't think he's been formally
there's no
charged
guilt
with
to be
anything.
had.
Yeah.
No, there's no guilt to be had.
But yeah, a week or two ago, they were opening up that debate to impeach him over racism, because telling Kamala and AOC and Elon Omar and somebody else that nobody knows their name anymore, to go back to where they came to their own shithole countries, basically. And yeah, Elon Omar is the only one not originally born in the US. And a few days later, he brings up that Elon Omar may be married to her brother.
I don't know. I may have heard something about that. I don't know.
Married to her brother? I don't know. I don't know if she's married to her brother. I don't know. Married to her brother.
Shit like that it's just so obvious, is it not?
Yeah. I mean, he hooked me on it. That's exactly how he slid right into that. Yeah. Hey, you guys need to go back to your country. We are from our country, except for this one person. Oh, well, okay. Well, who's not from their country, from this country then? Oh, Elon Omar. Okay. And then it comes out that she's also may be married to her brother too. Like, yeah, I mean, those
in order to skirt immigration laws and stuff coming in.
Yep.
And apparently, Tim Pool said that there's been an ethics complaint filed against her regarding perjury, I think. I don't believe it has anything to do with the whole skirting immigration by marrying a brother, whatever. And that's if you're expecting anything else than that, you're going to be disappointed. That's all I got. I don't have any details on that.
It's incredible. I think it was incredibly funny how he did that. I mean, that was a pretty masterful move.
He is a master of, what is it? The master of the Shakespearean drama, dude. This is WWF on the world stage.
It is. Coming off the top rope, dude. It's weird to see. I wonder, have Americans always been this bitter towards one another? I mean, was it like this with... I don't remember it being quite this bad with Clinton.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There are some ass-mad people these days.
Yeah. It was pretty rough with Bush, I remember. With Bush W. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder how long we've really been this bitter towards one another, really down each other's throats like this, because it's pretty crazy right now.
I just think it's a small vocal minority that are just kicking their feet and screaming. Most folks are doing all right now.
Dude, yeah. I know. Economy's good. It's weird how the internet does not accurately reflect meat space. Like at all. I feel like it's the worst representation of real life. People don't act like that in real life. They just don't. Everything's very extreme on the internet. Reddit's going to Reddit for sure. But those guys have it in their heads that
total shithole.
Yeah. They honestly think that one of these Democratic candidates, one of the 21 of them, except the one guy they won't let into the debates.
Yeah. How about that?
I guess they think one of those guys is really going to win. And maybe. But right now it's a shit show. It's crazy.
You've got Biden out in front, who does not have the endorsement of Barack Obama. And then you've got Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. And they're trying to punch left, and then you've got Kamala on the back end of that.
Mm-hmm. And then Booker and Buttigieg.
Oh, Buttigieg is he's behind Booker. He's in 6th.
I don't know.
Oh, thought I heard Booker is rounding out the top 6 with, let's see if my memory's good, 2%. I do believe. Let's look at the.
Buttigieg is gay too, man. He should be a shoo-in.
Apparently, he's actually a viable candidate. They're just shitting all over the guy and not giving him the time of day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably because he's gay, because his name is weird. Because, yeah, I mean, other than that, he seems like a pretty normal guy. Buy a shotgun. Just buy a shotgun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crazy Uncle Joe, negligent discharge. Yeah, let's just go ahead and have people just discharging firearms into the air, Joe. Good Lord.
People are still really, I don't know if they're just unaware of his gaffes and his touchiness, or if they just really are that blind willingly. And I'm sure it's more ignorance than anything. I mean, CNN's not going to show him touching little kids on the air, so there's that for sure. But yeah, gonna be interesting for sure.
I was trying to pull up the Real Clear Politics aggregate here. Okay, yeah. Booker, Yang, and O'Rourke all have 2% in that poll. So they're just. I mean,
now what typically happens? I mean, what statistically, what is really going to happen here? Is it just going to be Biden? Or
it should be, but see, that's the thing though. Crazy Uncle Joe is a fuck up. He could still fuck it up, you know.
Yeah.
He could snatch. What is it? Snatch. What's the? I'll fuck it up. I'll George W. this shit. Is it snatch defeat from the jaws of victory?
Yeah.
When you completely fuck yourself. Yeah, he can still make it happen. Bernie just I don't think he's got it in the tank, dude.
Yeah.
He's getting crapped on with what he's doing with paying his staffers. You know, he can't even give them a $15 an hour wage without cutting the freaking hours. Imagine that. Imagine that. And that faint whistling noise you hear is the point sailing right over the top of their head. Like they just don't get it. They just do not get it. And so I don't know. It's him and Warren are trying to club each other to death. I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier. Stick said that Kamala is leeching support from Bernie and Warren. And I was like, well, why is it looked at that way? How do you know that it's going that way? You know, how is she leeching support? How do you know that Bernie and Warren aren't leeching support from her? Well, it's because, and this is what I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm retarded. Maybe not. But Kamala's young. She could theoretically run for president again in 8-12 years. Bernie and Warren cannot.
Yeah.
This is definitely Bernie's last shot.
Yeah.
I mean, and Biden too.
Yeah.
And they're all old as balls.
70s. Elizabeth's in her 50s.
Is she?
I think so. I might be wrong about that. She's younger than they are, though. But yeah, Biden, Sanders, and Trump are all 70s. With Sanders real close to being 80.
She's 70.
Elizabeth Warren's 70?
She was born on June 22nd, 1949.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, Kamala's the youngest out of all of them, and I don't know. She's got her skeletons. I mean, very very authoritarian in her prosecutorial record. I mean, let's just jail the shit out of people and scare them straight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough popcorn. The Democrats really do need to get their shit together, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, I don't necessarily want to vote Republican, but I sure as shit am not going to be voting Democrat.
Yeah.
Not while no. Mm-mm. Drop the stupid bullshit. Yeah, people coming into the country that aren't citizens, that just, run in. Yeah, they're breaking the law. Is there I mean, holy shit. It's not like I can just run around and do whatever the fuck I want. There's not one single law that I would expect to just flagrantly break and not expect to get it rung off in my ass. I got a warning ticket not too long ago, and I fully expected to get that just to get creamed over that. And I told the officer, I was like, hey, I'm not going to argue. I was going way too fast. I was just like, you got me. I'm not even going to argue with you, sir. And he was like, well, I appreciate that. I'll take information here and I'll be right back. And he came back. I mean, I was cooking it on the interstate at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was a city cop. I lucked out. If that was any other cop than a city cop, I would have, yeah, I'd have been showing up to court over that and pleading guilty. I'd have probably gotten a good fine too. But he wrote me just a warning. I don't know how long those last on your record, but I tell you what, brother, I drive like I've got a body in the freaking trunk now. Very, very carefully. So yeah, holy shit. And real quick, Democrats are all but outright encouraging people to do this, to come across the border like that. And really, really bad things are happening to people that are doing that are making that trip. Mexico is fucking lawless, dude. And I don't know. Of all the bleeding heart stuff, I just can't believe that, hey, stop encouraging people to come do this. I bet an untold number of these people are just being outright murdered before they even, I mean, aren't they coming from straight up Central America? These aren't people that are, these aren't people. I mean, I'm sure a few of them are of Mexican descent. Good God, are there not people from like Nicaragua and Honduras and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just, I've seen news story after news story, local news story of people getting killed by drunk drivers, and it turns out the drunk driver is in the country illegally. Dude, I tell you what, if my wife got killed by a drunk driver and that was the deal, like the dude was in the country illegally, I'll tell you what, I would feel some kind of way.
Oh, for sure.
And that's happened to somebody. That has happened to somebody. So, I mean, when I think about the wall, that my views are, I think about those people. I think about that family that does not have somebody here because we don't have a wall. And anyways, yeah. Now, like AOC apparently got schooled the other day by somebody. Just basically, she said, people seeking asylum, and they're not. It's not a crime for them to seek asylum. It's like they need to do it the right way, and not try to walk into the freaking country. I mean, they have to do like DNA tests on stuff because there's people that are trying to come over with kids that aren't theirs.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. And it takes a long time to verify that kind of crap.
Yeah.
And because there are statistics out there. I mean, there is more than just a handful. In more than just a handful of cases, the children absolutely are of no relation to the adults that they were found with. And oh man, the rape statistics. I don't know. You tell me what an acceptable amount of rapes. You tell me. You give me an acceptable figure there. Okay. The fact that there are those kinds of statistics should be enough. So for all the pissing and the moaning, there is no abuse occurring at those facilities down there. And by God, we had to wait until Trump was elected before the media wanted to give a shit about the facilities down there because they're all in the condition that Obama left them in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
that's
they
true.
wouldn't be overflowing with fucking people if they weren't being actively encouraged to come across the border. We wouldn't have overflowing facilities down there if the Democrats weren't singing "Come on over." It's all pretty ridiculous, and Democrats have absolutely drugged their feet on that, and it's simple, dude. And Trump clubs them over the head. It's crime. It's crime.
To the point that there's no poor conditions in those facilities. I mean, they're government-run facilities, so they're probably pretty fucking poor. But I don't think any sort of anything is really going to make them any better just because they're government-run facilities. They're going to be piss poor. They're going to be pieces of shit. That's what the government gives you. There's your socialism.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I don't have any issues with immigrants, but
I don't either. For God's sakes.
I really don't have an opinion one way or the other on the wall. I honestly feel like I'm too far away from it. And I think most people are, and watching people fight over it is kind of crazy.
I don't know. There are so many crazy fucking people in this world. I mean, the next 9/11 could come across that border so easily. So easily. That's what I'm thinking. I can't believe no one's brought that up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could come from anywhere, really. For sure, we need to have a legal immigration process. And I don't know, how much money do you spend sending back illegal immigrants? I do feel like you need to plug the hole in the ship before you start tossing water out. I do believe that. Because I remember when Hillary was talking about it, she was just talking about mass deportation. And she didn't want a wall. She just wanted mass deportation. But that didn't really seem to solve the problem of illegal immigrants. That's just tossing water overboard in a sinking ship. I mean,
yeah, this is no different than what every single president had said in recent history.
But yeah, I feel like that's something for our federal government to work out with those states that are kind of connected to it. And I mean, I don't know, with anybody who really kind of feels affected by it, but there's so much fake. There's just so much white knighting involved. Like for AOC to go take fucking selfies next to the wall, like with a single tear, like she's some fucking Indian crying over litter, is so
those were apparently taken a while back.
That's just so dumb.
House of Rep terms are only 2 years. We'll see how long they last.
Yeah. Reddit's all, she's here to stay, blah, 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 blah. You know, maybe. It is New York, so not surprised.
Man, they sure have been a headache for Nancy.
That's some funny shit.
That was just great. And then this, and then Robert Mueller. And he had people like Lisa Page and Peter Strzok working with him.
Yep. Somebody, because at this point I was just listening. On my phone, I was driving, so I quit watching it on C-SPAN on YouTube, and I started just listening on C-SPAN on my phone, and somebody interrupts. So it was somebody with some interruption powers, and they were asking the question, is the entire reason for this meeting to call for the impeachment of Trump? And the speaker, whoever that was, the main speaker, he like kind of threw out the question. He said that it was not a fair question. And then immediately some lady who, so it was a Democrat lady, she immediately launches into, should we impeach Trump? So that was really telling. That was a little striking there for him to ask, hey, is this just, are you guys just trying to impeach Trump here? Is that why we're here? Oh, that's not a fair question. You can't ask that question, or, whatever, denied. And then she launches straight into, hey, Robert Mueller, your report says we should impeach Trump. And he's like, no, it doesn't. I don't feel like a lot gets accomplished at any of these meetings. Because I've seen several of them now. Not just Mueller, but I've seen a few of the Mueller investigation meetings. And it's always, that's always how they go, is I ask a question, you tell me you can't answer it, I ask another question, you tell me to refer to the report, I ask another question, blah, blah, blah.
Surely Orange Man bad.
Right, yeah. They're very weird.
No, not, he's not. So you're saying that Orange Man's bad? Well, no, I can't say that. So you're saying he's bad. And that's pretty much round and round and round.
That's the impression I get from it, yeah. Yeah, I almost don't really understand why they hold these meetings.
Oh my gosh, man. I've just been listening to that freaking lead. Man, once I get that recorded properly, God. Because it's just not quite right. Because I had to move it around, like I said, like all the parts of the lead.
I'm glad you're writing music again. I pulled up my acoustic again today. It was jamming on some of my little original riffs. It's tough. It's tough to finish writing music.
It is. And I can't believe I've finally gotten over the hump.
Playing American Truck Simulator again.
I've noticed that. You've been playing that the whole time.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it's easy to just drive and chat. I like it. This is a really relaxing game. I've been up here in the northern states, so you got me you tried to get me Washington and Oregon, but I fucked that up. I still have not done any of the heavy cargo. I've never been in a city where it was offered yet. The special cargo, I guess, where you've got like police transport and stuff. Because when you're driving your own truck, you've got to go and pick that shit up. You can own your own trailer too, like a flatbed or an enclosed trailer. And I don't know. I wonder what that's like.
Dude, having a back trailer up, that just stresses me out thinking about it.
It ain't easy. Especially some of these double axle trailers. I can't drive those worth of shit. I can drive them straight all day long, but I can't back one up.
Man, I can't wait till having driving skills in DayZ is a thing again. I'm being able to change gears and stuff. One day.
So DayZ got a battle royale mode. We mentioned that the other day, but I never finished asking about it. What's that about?
I have no idea. It's probably an event because they haven't had the battle royale event in a long time. It's based off of like the Hunger Games. Oh, we did talk about that. It was like a bunch of backpacks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's what I thought. I thought it was an event.
I don't know. Fallout 76 is getting the battle royale mode. Woo!
Oh, that is. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh.
I have been playing a fuck ton of Skyrim. And
you have or have not?
I have. And yesterday and today I played a bunch. And I'm starting to... Some of these fights are starting to get difficult. I'm approaching level 30. But a lot of these levels are from enchanting and smithing now. And that is not a good way to gain levels because you don't really get much stronger through enchanting or smithing. You kind of do, but not nearly as much to keep up with the other enemies around you leveling up. Luckily, my conjuration's going pretty well. I finally got the skill where I can conjure a bone altar so I can create skeletons when I need them.
Oh, and you don't have to go all the dadgum way out to...
Bumfuck.
Was there like only 4 of them?
Yeah, there's 4 of them. They're pretty much in the corners.
That's pretty tight.
For the most part, I'm rolling with I think the spell is Dread Zombie. And that can raise a powerful body to fight for me. Some of those guys kick ass. I've got a Master Necromancer at my side right now. And he's cheap as fuck. He blows some giant ice breath skill. And he'll just fucking spam that spell and just wreck people. Because he wrecked me. It took me a while to beat him. But it's fun. I'm having fun with Skyrim. I really am. I got a mod today to make NPCs shut the fuck up.
Nice.
They just wouldn't stop talking. Fuck, man.
Isn't there another one called Get the Fuck Out of the Way?
I think so.
It was at least for like New Vegas or something.
I remember seeing that somewhere, yeah. I don't know. I do want to play a Fallout again, I think. I just don't think I want to play 4 again. I mean, you played the shit out of it, right? Recently?
Yeah, and the damn game keeps updating and ass blasting my build. That has happened 3 times. And I mean, I don't know. I don't mean to yell. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, no
because
shit.
I get a decent freaking build. That British number 11 Mark 1 is I'm borking the name, but that bolt action, the jungle carbine version is just sick nasty. And there's an M1 Grand mod. Those two rifles, just sick nasty, man. Sick nasty. It's really hard to land those headshots with a bolt action. It's challenging to fight with that Grand too. They're not overpowered. You don't get a ton of ammunition for either. I've managed to up the difficulty of Fallout 4, and I've made it look pretty freaking beautiful. I've managed to tailor Fallout 4 into a pretty decent game. There's just a lot of screwing around that I like to do. I have never done the main quest.
I just scratched a little bit of the main quest on my Skyrim run. And I kind of just want to fight dragons now because I'm getting pretty high level.
Yeah.
I do miss Oblivion though. Oblivion gates were fun. There was some good loot in those things.